Hey you doers, it's your boy Happy Chap here. Welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Look at on this one, we're back here in the Nether. Ooh, spooky. And on today's episode, we're going to be doing the top 5 Nether farms that you can build in your world.
Okay.
Now these are just going to be the core designs of all of these main farms. I'll leave a link in the description for each individual farm, so if you want to build it up on its own little super scale and understand how that works, okay, that'll be there for you too. But on this episode, like I said, we're going to do the core builds for 5 of the top 10 Netherworld farms. And now let's get into it. Okay, first up on our list today is going to be our Blaze Farm. Now this is a very simple build. All you're going to need to bring along is 6 stacks of glass or any type of builder block if you do not want to use glass. Or sorry, use glass if you want to see the blaze spawning and going down into the hole. And then another 3 stacks of any type of builder block. These obviously do not have to be netherite. Then you're going to need to bring along 4 buckets of lava or just 4 buckets, and you can get your lava from, you know, obviously. 4 hoppers and 2 chests as well. You're also going to need 4 slabs as well. We don't want to forget those at all. Okay, for the new Blaze Farm, the first thing you're going to do is find your blaze spawner, obviously, and start to remove all of the blocks around it. Okay, once you have all of the blocks removed from around the blaze spawner, what you want to do is you want to dig down or remove all of the blocks so that you are at least 6 blocks below the blaze spawner itself. So we'll start removing these blocks here till we're 6 blocks below it. A good tip for when you are doing this farm is to use invisibility potions, because as long as you only have 1 item in your hand and you are not wearing any equipment, you should be alright for the blaze to not see you. Okay, once you have removed the 6 air blocks below the spawner, what you are going to do is mark out exactly where the spawner is so we can remove these blocks. And what you're going to do is you're going to count out 4 blocks one direction, 4 blocks the other direction. So that's 4 and 4. And then on the other sides, you're going to make sure that these are 5 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you have that all marked out, so 4 blocks one way, and then 5 blocks the other direction, you're going to fill this all in, making a 10 by 10 platform. Once you have your 10 by 10 platform done, as you can see, it will be offset, because this is a singular space here, and we are dealing with even numbers here. What we are going to do is along the outside, you're going to build a box around this entire 10 by 10 platform. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that that box is at least 2 blocks above the spawner itself. Okay, once you have your box complete, this is what everything should look like. You should have your nice steps down going into it, so make it everything nice and easy. And now what you can do is you can fill in the rest of these walls. You can either do it with glass or whatever. You can even do some sort of blaze decoration on this if you would like to. But fill in all of these gaps. But what you're going to do is leave yourself a nice little 2 wide or 1 wide door here, so that way you can get in and out of the farm nice and easy. Or we'll fill these 2 spots in after once we have everything complete. Okay, and once you're all done, this is what you should have here. Decorate it however you want. But you should have your box that is containing a 10 by 10 platform. Your 10 by 10 platform should have a 6 block gap in between it with a 2 block gap above the spawner before you hit your roof. Once inside, what you're going to do is you're going to come directly below the blaze spawner here, and you're going to dig out that block so that way you know where it is, and then go to the opposite corner and place down a lava source. Now make sure you step away because this is going to move pretty quickly, and then do the same thing on the other side. Once you have that complete, you should have a little 2 by 1 area here. You can now dig out that block and put a lava source in this corner and back towards it. It should stop right here, and then same thing on this corner. Okay, once you have all of your lava in place, what you're going to do is you're going to dig down 5 or 6 blocks. And once you are 5 or 6 blocks down, what you're going to do is whatever direction that you have the most room still, so be sure to check what your lower platform looks like. So I'm going to dig out towards the front and just dig yourself out a little room to work from. Okay, and once you have your little room dug out, what you're going to do is you're going to place down your double chest with 4 hoppers running into it. Then place your 4 slabs on top of the hoppers like so. And then close the area in so that way no blaze can get out. And now once the blaze start to spawn in, what you will see is that the lava, because of the new 1.16 mechanics, will push the blaze down the hole. They will end up down here in your AFK killing chamber area. Decorate this however you want, and this is where you can just stand here and farm your blaze rods. You're going to want to make sure that you have looting and sweeping edge on your sword as well too, and either smite or sharpness, whichever one works better for blaze. But once you are all complete, that is what your blaze farm should look like. Now we can move on to the next one. Okay, next up on the list is going to be the Wither Skull farm. So you're going to want to bring along 18 trapdoors of any kind, 52 glass or builder block, does not really matter, 48 wall blocks, a single piece of soul sand, 4 hoppers, a single minecart, a single slab. Depending on the size of platform that you build, you're going to want to bring along the amount of wither roses to cover the entire platform, a single button, a wolf with a name tag, as well as a piglin, and either get him to wear one of your gold pieces of armor so you can throw it down to him, or give him a name tag as well. And then optionally, if you do want to collect gold from this farm, you want to bring along a turtle egg as well. Now in all my other Wither Skeleton farm videos, I explained that it is best to obviously find either a crossroads or something like this down here, okay, but over top of a lava lake with not much around it, because this is a farm that you have to despawn the area around it. The one that we're going to be building today is going to be built on top of these towers here, so that way if the update does come where wither skeletons only spawn on naturally generated fortress blocks, then this would be the ideal platform here. Or if you get yourself a nice large little cross section like this where it's all jumbled together. But for this farm, for this video, since we're just doing the core, and to kind of keep and play into the mechanics of what may happen, we're going to use this tower right here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do for this build is, depending on if you use the tower here or the crossroads, what you want to do is find the center of the farm, or find the center of the crossroads and mark it, and then place a button down on top of it. Once you have that complete, you can start to remove all of the walls or any type of blocks that are around the farm to make this a nice flat area. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place down a bunch of temporary blocks around the center mark here that we made, and then place your trapdoors on top of those temporary blocks and remove them from underneath the trapdoors. What you should be left with is this here, so just a little square. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go out and you're going to get your piglin, and you're either going to lure him in with the gold, or you're going to use a boat or minecart system to get him somewhere close to this farm. Once you have the pigman close to the farm, all you're going to do is take a piece of gold, throw it down in the little hole here, and once he runs inside, just shut the trap door down, and now he is in place. And once he puts that on, yep, now you don't have to worry about name tagging him because he's wearing your piece of armor, so you should be good to go. But if you are worried about it, just give him a name tag anyways. Now your next step is to come in front. You're going to come out one block and then dig a hole. Make it so that way you can see all the way down. Then place a trapdoor in front of him and a trapdoor in the hole going down. Once you have that all complete there, what you're going to do is you're going to remove all of the blocks around the guy and make them complete air blocks, so that way nothing can have access to him. And so that way these guys think the only way they can pathfind to is over this trapdoor, which is closed, and then they'll fall right down the hole. Now the reason why we use a piglin here is because the wither skeletons are actually enemies with these guys. So if as soon as they spawn and see him, they're going to try and rush to get him, try to walk across this trapdoor and fall down to our farm. Now another thing that we want to do, just to avoid guys from standing here and getting bunched up here against the trapdoors thinking they have access to him, we can remove this block as well. Make sure it is a full air block below it. And now we can come over to the side here, place down our walls, build them up so they are at least 2 high. And now what you're going to do is you want to build a platform that is 23 blocks below that block right there. So we are on Y level 74, as you can see. So we want the block that the wither skeletons walk through here and fall down onto to be 23 blocks below this spot right here. And the reason why that is once they get down there and they fall the 23 blocks, they will only have a single heart or a half heart left, whichever it is, and they will only be a 1-hit kill or a 1-bite kill for the wolf that we are going. So for us, our soul sand that the wither skeletons are going to fall down onto is going to be at Y level 51. Depending on how your farm is set up and how you are building this, it might be best to actually do this from the bottom, because as you will see there, even once we start to dig our way down, it's just all open void. So what you're going to want to do is take the coordinate of where this trap door is, which is -55 and -333. Head down to the coordinate of where your Y, head down to the coordinate of where your soul sand is going to be, and then start to build your platform and work your way up. So as you will see here, our Y level 51 right here on this, we are going to build out until we are directly below, which, yep, is this block right here, and we are going to place our soul sand down. And now this is where our wither skeletons are going to fall down onto. Again, just a quick recap, the platform where everybody spawns on, you want the soul sand to be 23 blocks below that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your glass and your walls, and you're going to run your walls up on the sides like we did there. So run them all the way up. And once you have your walls run all the way up to your chute, you're going to do glass on the back and glass on the front too as well. Okay, once you're all done that, this is what you should have. So you should have your chute that is a 23 block gap below the platform where everybody spawns on. You should have your walls on the side, or glass on the front side and the back, doesn't matter which side you do it. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to come to the back side here. Like I said, doesn't matter which one it is. You're going to place down a double chest, run a single hopper going into it with 2 more along the side here as well. Then remove this block in front of the soul sand and place a hopper going down just to stop anything from falling out. Now what you're going to do is along the back, you're going to close this in completely, and you're going to make a 3 wide on the side, so that way no wither skulls fall out this direction. Okay, our next step is to place a slab down on top of this hopper here with a piece of glass on either side, so that way we contain everything like we said. You can now big this up or build this up if you would like. And next what we're going to do is we're going to take our dog, we're going to put him in a minecart, push him all the way up and drop him down onto that slab right there, just like that. Now we can close all this back in, put a single block above them like so, and start to remove all of the rail systems here. And once you have that complete, your wither skeleton farm is pretty much almost done. So if it were the update where wither skeletons only spawn on naturally generated nether bricks, this would be your final farm. So the only thing we'd have to come down here and do is replace this with glass, and as well put a glass roof above the piglin here, so that way no wither skeletons or anything spawn up there. And now basically how this farm works, we're going to take it to the next level here in a second. As soon as a wither skeleton spawns in here, as you will see, they get attracted to the piglin that is sitting there in that little tiny hole. Try to run towards him, end up falling down the hole, and once they get down the hole here, as you will see, our dog just starts to pick these guys apart. And since it is a 23 block drop, it is only a single bite before this dog can kill them. And if we check the chest, we already have 1 wither skull. Okay, but since it is not 1.17 or whatever update it is that is going to destroy this farm, what we can do is replace all of this nether brick here with some nether rack. And once you have that complete, you can now expand this platform to however size you want. So I would recommend doing at least a 20 by 20 platform. And once you have that complete, what you can do now is start to lay your wither roses all over the place. And once that is complete, your wither skeleton farm is done. Now all you have to do is go around and despawn everything. Best way to do that is by either using buttons or placing buttons all over the place, pressure plates, bottom half slabs, or glass. It's completely up to you. But now, as you will see, with the wither roses in place, the farm still functions the exact same. The only benefit you get from it is it kills off any other mobs that spawn in here, which includes magma cubes, piglins as you had just seen, and even blaze as well. Okay, so now let's say you have despawned everything around the farm and all your wither roses are in place and you want to take this farm to the next level. What you can do is remove the block that is above the piglin's head here and just place down a temporary block beside him for the meantime. Then what you're going to do is place a turtle egg above his head and surround it with your trap doors and close all of them up like so. And what that's going to do is every time a pigman now spawns in here, he's going to think that he has the ability to pathfind towards that turtle egg, which he does not like. And now you officially have yourself a wither skull farm, a coal farm, and as well as a gold farm all in one. And now, obviously, because the dog is there and doing all the work for us, as you will see, we can just collect the XP from this guy. Okay, but that is your core design of a wither skeleton farm done and finished right there. Like I said, I'll leave links in the description for other designs too as well that you might be into. Now your final step before we move on to the next farm is, like I said, despawn everything around here. Okay, do not take that lightly. You seriously have to despawn pretty much every single block in order to get these farms to work efficiently. But again, if you're wanting to see how this farm works and how this farm functions, that is quite literally it right there. Anytime a wither skull or wither skeleton spawns in, he thinks he's going to be able to get access to this guy and just end up falling down into our little trap that we have made for him. And like I said, does not really matter how fast they fall or how many fall down here at once, the dog's always going to take care. This simple setup, once you get everything despawned, so that nothing spawns in a 128 block radius around it, we'll do 60 skulls per hour just from that little platform right there. Okay, next up on the list is going to be the gold farm. A few things to keep in mind before we do build this one. Okay, you're going to want to make sure that you bring along a pair of Frostwalker boots. That's what's going to allow you to walk on the magma blocks without getting burnt up or taking any damage. You're also going to want to make sure that you find yourself a nether waste biome, so that way the only mobs that spawn in there are these specific mobs right here. And now we're building a 25 by 25 platform. This can go up to 40 by 40 if you would like to. And we need to make sure that our pit where the pigmen fall into is at least 24 blocks tall, so that way they do not survive the drop whatsoever. Now this is per platform, so you're going to need to bring along enough magma blocks to do a 25 by 25, a 30 by 30, or a 40 by 40 platform. You're going to need to bring along 4 trapdoors, 2 glass, 15 walls, and a single turtle egg per platform. And then for the pit or the chamber that you catch everybody in, you want to bring along a stack and a half of glass, a stack and a half of walls, a single carpet, 4 hoppers, and a double chest or more. Okay, once you have found yourself in a lava ocean in the middle of another waste biome, first thing you want to do is place down your double chest with a hopper going into it and 2 more on each side like so. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take your wall blocks and your glass blocks as well, and you're going to build yourself up, like I said, 24 blocks above the hopper there where the mobs are going to be landing. So let's put our piece of carpet down, and then we'll take the coordinates 39, so let's go 24 to 25 blocks above that with our chute and then start on the platform. Okay, once you are 25 or 24 or 26 blocks above the carpet or the hopper there, what you're going to do is place down your first set of magma blocks and then start to build your either your 25 by 25, your 30 by 30, or your 40 by 40 platform, whichever you do choose. Okay, once you have your desired platform size complete, what you're going to do is come here to the center where we made the hole, and you're going to place down, or you're going to remove and replace that corner block with a wall, and same on this side, and make that 2 high. Actually, let's make it 3 high right away. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make that 2 deep, and then run your row out and around just like that. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to remove all of the blocks here underneath the walls. And what you should be left with is this here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to replace a trapdoor in that hole right there and close it down. You're going to remove and replace that block with a glass block and then place a trapdoor on top of it. Remove the other magma block from behind the thing there, leaving it wide open just like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to place one more trapdoor. Come around to the back side and place your turtle egg going into the back of the trapdoor. And once you are complete, everything should look like that right there. Now, in order to scale this, all you're going to do is literally just put a piece of glass above that trapdoor, Bring your walls up. And then surround this area here with all of your magma blocks, so that way it looks identical to the floor right here below you. Once you are complete, all you're going to do is make sure, so if you do layer this, what you want to do is make sure that this second one here is not as tall as the glass there. So if we go down, okay, you'll see that it does stop below the glass. And the reason for that is if we do have that wall right there, there's a chance that the little babies could step up like this, jump up, and then step or stomp on your turtle egg. So make sure you remove those. The only one that you do want to have is this one right here. Okay, and that's why we put the second one up, so nobody can jump. And now your gold farm is done. Just like the wither skeleton farm though, you do have to go around and despawn the entire area. So it is best if you find yourself a massive lava lake inside a nether waste biome for this. And just to showcase how this works, pigmen or zombified piglins are the only things that are capable of spawning on magma blocks. And when they do spawn on magma blocks, oops, let's make sure we remove that too. That's another thing you want to make sure. As you will see, everybody will pathfind because they don't like turtle eggs. They will pathfind around, try to find a way to stomp on the turtle egg, which they cannot, and end up falling down your hole. Once they get down to the bottom, as you will see here, just a second. Okay, baby pigmen are no problem either for this farm. Everybody kind of funnels in, falls down your hole, and your gold and rotten flesh are collected. So you may want to add an item sorter onto the back of this. You can even hook up a certain piston system, so that way it extends a honey block out, and none of the pigmen take any damage when they fall, turning this into an XP farm if that is something that you would like. Your last and final thing to do before we call this farm a quits is just place some glass there to contain all of the drops so nothing falls out. Same thing in the front. If you're not going to make this an XP farm, contain everything in like so, and you are done. Now we'll switch over to the other one here. We're at the other farm. As you can see, we have it scaled up a little bit. I did not put a collection system on the bottom, but even as is, you can see that the pigmen do spawn in on the platform. Every single pigman or piglin, zombified piglin, is attracted to the turtle eggs, end up falling down the hole, and we are good to go. So you can put the walls either on the top or the bottom, but that is it right there. That is your gold farm done and complete. This is a 40 by 40 platform, and as you can tell, even if they do spawn way out here in the corner, ignore the torches, they don't need to be there. They still get attracted to the turtle egg and end up down in your farm system. Bammo. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, next one up on the list is going to be the magnificent bartering farm. This farm has proven itself in the past to be completely broken and completely amazing at the same time. These are the items that you're going to need. You're going to need 14 glass, a single dropper, 2 solid blocks, a lightweight pressure plate, a single redstone torch, a single carpet, a single hopper, 2 chests, a single button, a piglin that is either name tagged or wearing a piece of gold armor that you do throw him, or a gold piece that you do throw him. You're also going to need to bring along a sticky piston, a solid block, and a button. Sorry, you actually want this to be a lever and not a button for the sticky piston. Bring a lever along with you in order to place a piece of glass above the piglin's head to contain him in and to get this farm to work properly. So bring these along, as well as, because I was saying this farm is so fast, bring along some extra hoppers and some extra chests as well too, because if you have a massive gold farm set up, you are going to need all the storage in the world. Possibly even set up an item sorting system for this to sort out the 14 or some odd items that come from this single. Okay, first thing you're going to do for this farm is you're going to place down your double chest with a single hopper going into it with a carpet on top. Now you want to take your glass and you want to make this 2 high on the sides. Then you're going to come around the back. You're going to place a single piece of glass on the back with a solid block on top of it like that. Now what we can do is we can place a button on that solid block with a redstone torch on the back side. Now what you're going to do is you're going to place a single piece of glass in front of the carpet there above the chest. You're going to jump up, place a solid block above the redstone torch with your dropper above that, and then we can place down our lightweight pressure plate and put a piece of glass on either side, make that too tall, and give this dropper a roof as well. Once you are done, this is what everything should look like here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to temporarily place our sticky piston here, facing down with a piece of glass on, then a solid block, then attach your lever, and as you'll see, with the press of a switch, our glass can get put down. Now what we're going to do, what you want to do is you want to get your piglin in place. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can either do it through a minecart and just drop him down into that single individual hole there, or what you could do is you can place a solid block behind the hopper here with a lever on top of it, and then hit it down or turn it on, whatever, to lock the hopper. And then what you want to do is you want to build steps for him to get up. So place two temporary blocks with your final glass block here. Make sure that that glass block isn't there right now, so that way you have access to it. Come on, buddy, get up there. Once he jumps down into the hole, you should pick up the gold armor, put it on, and if you're not confident with that, you can still hit him with a name tag, and you should be good to go. Now we can just remove these temporary blocks here, place our piece of glass on the sticky piston with our solid block, and then our lever. Once we activate this, we can then remove the piston, remove the temporary block and the lever, and our system is ready. Now all we have to do is hook up a hopper or some sort of automatic feeding system into this. Gold ingots. Everything will feed down and through, and now all we have to do is press this button. Oh. Make sure that is contained, and then press the button. As you'll see, we get a gold ingot dispensed. He picks it up. Another one gets dispensed after that. Once he's all finished checking it out, he will drop an item. Collect the other one there that is waiting for him, and we end up with our chest full of items here. As you can see, in just 3 or 4 trades, we've already got quite a, like this is just ridiculous, and we're now getting more. You can also scale this, stack this side to side, put them above each other, whatever, hook it up to the gold farm like I said, so that way you can get the most out of it. To do is just sit here, let this AFK, and you are pretty much in business. The main things that you get from this farm that are amazing are the crying obsidian, the iron that you get from it, the leather, the string, all kinds of items. If you don't know about this farm, look it up. This thing is amazing. This design here is particularly done by Logical Geek Boy. He also has a system that you can incorporate into this, so that way if the system does ever get full or back, it will automatically shut off for you. So I will give his channel a check out for sure. But now let's move on to the next one. And our next farm, which is going to be a Hoglin food farm, we're going to need to bring along a stack plus 30 of builder blocks, 8 slabs, 2 fence gates, try to make these the warped ones if you can, need 9 warped trap doors, a bucket of lava, 4 hoppers, 2 chests, some temporary blocks, 3 pieces of soul sand, and then 3 warped fungus. And to prevent any other mobs from spawning except for the Hoglins, bring around some torches as well too. And finally, before we do get into this farm, you want to make sure that you build this in the Crimson Forest. Okay, so the first thing you need to do for this build is place down your double chest with your 4 hoppers running into it. Does not matter how you do it. And then you want to place down 4 trapdoors on top of those hoppers and build a little chute that goes around the hoppers like this and make that 4 or 5 blocks tall. Completely up to you. Okay, once you are 4 or 5 blocks up, what you're going to do is you're going to place down 2 trap doors down on the inside here with another 2 facing this way as well. And then you're going to remove these 2 back blocks and place down 2 slabs. And on the side here, you're going to place down 2 temporary blocks, so 1 on each side with a slab on top. Then you can remove those and place a slab below them. Once you've completed that, you can place your fence gates in front like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn around, and from this block right here, okay, you're going to make a 6 by 12 platform. Okay, once you have your 6 by 12 platform done, what you're going to do is you're going to come to the inside and you're going to place down 1 more trapdoor right there in that position on the left side like so. Then you're going to come around to the back side and you're going to place a slab there and there as well. Once you have that complete, this is what you should have so far. Next, what you want to do is above the slabs, you want to place down 4 temporary blocks like so, with 2 trap doors, and then close them down, and then you can remove those temporary blocks and you should have a single block gap like that in this little section here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this corner block and replace it with a piece of soul soil. Same with this side as well, and then anywhere along the center here, you're going to place down your warp fungus down on top of it. This is what is going to direct the hoglins towards this direction here and end up down this hole into our lava blade that we're about to make, because the hoglins are actually afraid of those little warp fungus things there. And then our final remaining step is to just run a row of torches across the front here, and that will prevent any other mob from spawning up here except for the hoglins themselves. And now your final step is just to come down here. We're going to crack this open, and then on the block above the trapdoors, you're going to place down your lava and then close it all in. Now, once you are complete and you have built this in a crimson forest, like we already talked about, okay, remember crimson forest, this is what it should look like. So here's what the back looks like. And then it's just a 6 by 12 platform. Now, the reason that this is set up the way it is, it's made in a way that it directs the hoglins or makes them think that they have a pathable way out of here. But really, if you watch what ends up happening here, they just end up falling down the hole and into the lava blade. So you want to make sure that you build this at least 6 or 7 blocks above the ground, because as you were just seeing there, the hoglin was checking if there's a way for him to jump down anywhere, and if he recognizes that there's a path that he can take that has no damage or little damage, he will take that. But as long as you build it up high enough, then as you will see, farm works like a charm. And what you end up with is, you want to make sure that you either have a slab here or a piece of glass so that you can access the chest, but you end up with cooked pork chop and leather out of this. So it is not too bad. And remember what I was saying about how this is broken? If you guys have never built a bartering farm before, it's quite literally insane. But that is going to do it for this episode, you guys. So there are the top 5 nether farms that you guys can build in your world. These are early games. These are something that will get you started. So there is your XP, there is your coal, and some other things as well too. There is golden XP, which will get you over to the bartering farm, which will get you all of the items here that you see. And we have the Hoglin farm here, which will provide you your early game food, some leather, and is pretty easy to build and will get you going pretty quickly. So, if this is something that you guys enjoyed, leave a big thumbs up, consider subscribing. We have another video coming out with another 5 farms that is similar to this one. It also focuses on the early game, very simple designs. But again, if you guys enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and maybe give the Minecraft series a check out too. It's pretty fun, and I will definitely see you guys on the next one. Peace.